Hello and welcome to today's video. I was not fortunate to go to the Cologne meet and greet. Maybe next year or maybe next event, whenever the next time it rolls around. However, they did post the entire meet and greet Q&A from the actual players themselves that have been asking them devs those hard-hitting questions. So we're going to go through all of them because there is honestly over 15 plus questions. So let's see what the devs have said and what our responses are. Hello, yes, special like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos of me, MrSneakyy, your official Call of Dragons content creator, and we are here with the meet and greet Q&A. So let's see what there is, because honestly guys, like I said, there is, as you can see now, 22 questions to be answered. So let's see if we can go through these swiftly and not too time consuming, so you guys can see exactly what has been said. So the first question, really important one: why is there a long wait time after the Dragon until the beginning of the new season? The activity goes way down between seasons and we lose players. So the devs have finally said an answer to this, which we've always been asking for, and they've been a little bit, you know, quiet, but now they've got to address it. So yes, we are aware of the concerns between seasons. Some players have suggested season 1 should be shorter, and have actually made a small adjustment before. Shortening season 1 from 75 to 85 days is now going to 70 to 75 days. Okay, so basically your season should end in 70 days, and then in the next 5 should be that season reset where you go through your summary, your migration, and those rewards. So that's a really cool little intro that I think they're adding in. So now we have also introduced a pet system recently, hoping activities like catching others around the system will fill that gap. But there's minor issues that need to be addressed, and we have some actively working on them. We are planning to introduce more activities at the end of the season. Okay, right. Cool, okay. Good direction, we like that direction. Can we improve the scout building? Okay, make it less manual and more automatic. We understand that there's too many notifications, or red dots might be annoying sometimes, and actually we're working on optimizing and organizing all kinds of notification options, including explorational rewards. Okay, our main goal here is to maintain effective reminders so players can get useful reminders without being too excessive. Really good change. So we will see this in patch 1.021. So really nice. Good to see a little confirmation there on the new patch. What something is going to be added in. So we're going to see this new scout change that you guys have been asking for finally coming into the game. So a lot of time and effort is put into alliances. What are some changes can be expected in the future, both in terms of general changes and the end? Right, okay, I like this. And they're asking the hard-hitting question at the end of season reset, when obviously your alliances go from such a big alliance to a smaller one, and you have to start dissolving into smaller ones, then get everyone back in. It's a nuisance, right? So let's see what is the answer. So in-game, like Call of Dragons, alliances are very important and encourage teamwork, strategic collaboration, and foster a sense of community in the game, which is true. We receive a ton of valuable feedback from both players and content creators on this, which I've been violently shouting out and asking about. So has No Chisgo, Shinji, what else? I think Boss Nasty, Holton, a lot of us, even Meow, all have been going in on this system. So they've got a ton of feedback, so hopefully they're going to address it in this. To be honest, it's a bit challenging because Call of Dragons has a unique feature, the reset system. But the thing is, they're saying this, but they've kind of gotten rid of the reset system with the soft reset now to level 30. So this is kind of an invalid argument, if I must admit. Our aligning improvements to the alliance system with core mechanics is quite challenging. We're taking careful steps to make sure the alliance system is better during less disruptive, okay, during the reset, like that. So for example, right, we've added the region pre-selected, which is good, which is true. So now, yeah, we know this. Let me just make sure there's nothing else. Obviously the alliance donation, making it better. Just going ahead, we'll monitor the feedback about the alliance system and making more improvements if needed. Okay, so it's going to be We'll see. We'll see in the future how this goes. I'm not going to lie, guys. Question 3 is not a great one. When does migration open for all servers? So this is what was addressed in the last Q&A. So you guys missed the last Q&A. This was said. So the migration opened at the end of each season. So the end of Season 2, across server immigration we plan to open is after Season 3 or possibly even earlier. So basically what this is saying is what they're planning on, I think they're going to do is allow players to play Season 1, play Season 2, you're going to play Season 3 like you would do in Rise of Kingdoms, and then once you've completed those 3 seasons and you've got a really good understanding of the game, you've got your base heroes, you've got the ones that you've invested into maybe as a specialist player, maybe you're only playing cavalry, right? That's what I'm saying. So maybe you're doing some crazy stuff like that, and this is now because you've done all of the prep in this new Season 4 or whatever they're going to name it, like in Rise of Kingdoms they name it the Season of Conquest, where you can choose 4 or 5 different like matchmaking types of game modes where you can fight against each other. So maybe they're doing something in that mode, so when you reach that, that's when you can cross server migrate. So someone from myself in server 1 could migrate into a server like 200 plus once you guys get into that cross-season migration. So we'll soon see how it works. Obviously it's going to be something in the future that we've already known about, so I like the fact that they just addressed it again here. Do you have plans that invite events that highly reward activity and grind, like the Marauder event? I like that. Good question, because this is one thing which I think the game's lacking, because now you've got rid of the season reset mechanics, it's all soft resets. You need a way to reward those free-to-play grinders and all of those even spenders that actually will grind the game as well. So we do have a plan for pre-season events before new season starts. A format will be different from what players have experienced in Rise of Kingdoms. So they're making maybe a similar format, but it's going to be different to the format that we've played in Rock. So it's trying now to separate itself and get its own identity, it seems. So I like that. So will there be any changes in the system to revert heroes to level 6 except PvP? In the latest update, yeah, we've changed this. So this is, we don't have to go over this, guys. This was true. They made it so you can get hero XP from Darklings now, so it's really fine. Don't have to worry about that. What is the relationship between Nika and Nico? So these guys don't know. Well, this is law. Nika and Nico are brother and sister. Nika is a bit older by a few minutes. Here's the twist. Nico, because of his sister, ended up with a fear of blood, and that's the reason he quit the assassin training. After Nika's younger brother Neilco left his training, so maybe this is a new hero we might get introduced to in the future. Neilco left his training. She started going for runs alone in the mountains. Interesting. So that's when she became the assassin as she is today. Like that. Nice little bit of law there. Number 8. Why not introduce a challenge like holding an area for an extended period, so it's 24 hours, where the winner who occupies the longest? It seems like you suggested something similar to the Proving Grounds event we already featured. Yeah, so this is what that feature is in the game, but it's people don't play it. That's the sad thing. This is the King of the Hill event. Maybe players will start to play it more often in a more balanced environment, maybe. Or maybe a game mode that does it, right? A better game mode, which is similar to, you know, their arenas and stuff in Rise of Kingdoms, their little funky game modes they have. Maybe they make one where it's a King of the Hill one for us in Cologne Dragons, right? So, number 9, will there be changes to the pet skill system, allowing users to choose which ones to remove and select slots for learning skills? Additionally, is there a plan to implement a talent score lock in Dress this? We've heard your concerns about pet system. We do agree with our players. We plan to optimize the random skill learning mechanism for 1.021, allowing players to use skills in a more controllable way. Perfect! What does this mean, guys? Save those skills. You guys know this. If you've been watching my channel for a very, very long time here, you should know I've been asking you to save and save up all of those 1-star, 2-star talents that you've been gaining, because this is on its way and it's finally coming in patch 1.021, hopefully, where we can make some really good skill pets. So we've just done a build guide so you can understand how the current system works, and you saw even me using a 1-star there, the punishment and the pain, and some of you felt that during that video, right? So hopefully you guys have been sensible, you've been saving and waiting, and now it's going to be the time to shine for all of you patient assassins. So love to see this in the game. Season 10. Season resets are great for maintaining a healthy player base, but losing Alliance progress seems like the big thing. Can we expect any change updates? So dread this. We won't be changing how Alliance technologies reset for the time being. Okay, and we're working hard to minimize the disruptions. Okay, they kind of answer this again, so they're kind of repeating their answer here. What are the next heroes in the next season? So this is going to be the one. So the upcoming heroes of next season include an infantry hero and a mage hero. Their combat capabilities and skills are entirely different from the existing heroes, so stay tuned for more details. So this here might be what everyone's been asking for. So maybe they're going to bring a epic hero for the infantry hero for the dwarven army. Because let's just be real, guys. When you imagine dwarves, you imagine they're kind of tanky. They're kind of the infantry kind of player, right? So maybe you get a new epic infantry hero in the gold chest. But maybe they introduce a new mage hero as well. And that is going to be maybe the legendary hero we've been all screaming for while you wait for your generational 2 mage heroes to come in the game. So this is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see more information on this now. So I'm glad they've asked this question and they've answered it really honestly in here. Now we're on 12. We're basically over just halfway now, and if you've been enjoying it, smash like, comment and subscribe, guys, to the channel. A lot of players from McLaren want to know if pet skills are going to have a new better system, so they've just answered this here, right? And any question from my clan, is there going to be a shiny version of pets like Pokemon? That's actually kind of cool. I like the fact that they're doing this, because that's kind of something that introduced. I think I might have a really good idea of doing this, so maybe we will introduce maybe a additional thing in feedback to the Call of Dragons pet system, because I actually like this shiny system in the game. Because maybe, I'm just saying, let's do a hypothetical here. If they introduce a shiny version of the pets, maybe they are lucky pets that you capture and they basically are the best versions that you can capture. Or what I would kind of prefer, and I think a lot of players would prefer this too, because we still don't have achievements in the game, why not make a war pet achievement system where once you've captured 100 of a pet, you get a different coloured skin of that pet that you can just equip, and it just changes the colour of it, nothing else, just the colour. And it shows players the commitment you have done to that war pet. And basically 100, 200, 500, 1,000, you know, make some insanely cool shiny versions of the exact same pet, but they're just a reskin colour that people can work towards over time, and maybe make players just capture more pets. I'm just saying, I keep hinting towards it. So I like this. I like the fact they asked this additional thing. They already answered the pet skill system, and we've gone over that too. So we're going to go into the next question here, which is the new VIP levels. So they do plan in additional VIP levels being added right now, but there's nothing happening right at this moment. So they are going to introduce it. So in the future, in the long-term plan, they're going to additional VIP levels for the bigger spenders in the game, or even long-term players that have been able to get there, right? So nothing right now, so don't worry. Nothing for pay to win to make it die. Don't worry, guys, it's fine. Nothing to be worried about right here. But part 14, what are the plans for the future events? So let's see what this is. And I like the next question here, because this is going to be a big question where we're going to have to take a quick break so we can have a quick drink and carry on. Number 14, what are the plans for future events? We are actively working on it now, they say. Will be more festive and daily introducing in upcoming versions, which is great, because we've missed basically a Halloween event. We've missed loads of different events. So now they're going to add these style events in where hopefully you get skins, frames, and just cool stuff for your account. And you can basically flex on younger players. You know, those players that play in the next year, 2 or 3 years, when this game is very popular, but you've played it from the beginning all the way through, you can flex those frames and they can't have them. I'm just saying. So, plus also, we're integrating AI technology to events to bring a richer gaming experience. That's going to be interesting. So maybe they've got a new AI technology that they've got that's creating maybe ideas for events within the game system, and it's just adaptively getting better. So that is really, really cool here. So we are halfway through. And this is the big one, guys. Number 15. So let's take a quick little sip drink. And guess what, guys? You need to stay hydrated as well. You know, drink water, drink whatever you need to drink, you know. And have a little sip break, because this is the big one. So, here we go. What are the future plans for Call of Dragons? So, here we go. Firstly, they say, we want to express our gratitude to all the players who've part in this journey with us. And this is basically all the veterans, including yourselves, who've been, you know, from day one, you know, maybe even started in the last season. So you've had to deal with now Season 2 and now a Season 2 plus mechanics. So you know how the development stages of this game operates. So as we approach the end of the first year, one of the most frequently questions asked is revolving around the future plans and direction of Call of Dragons. We are particularly thankful to players at the early stage of the continuous feedback and support as we are shaping the future game together. While we are working hard to improve game mechanics, our team is also dedicated to creating new content. Let us share some of the priorities in the terms of the new content. Here we go. So Season 3 development, we are actively obviously working on Season 3, where players will explore a mysterious race living in a brand new continent. Woo! This race will accompany players throughout Season 3. Okay, so we get a brand new race introduced into the game that we've not seen so far. And obviously we're going to be doing lore videos, and they're going to be coming out. So maybe stay tuned, guys, and watch those lore videos. And maybe those lores will give us a little hint to some of the races, because there is a lot of the races mentioned in the game that's not actually playable right now. So maybe it's one of those. And new heroes, obviously. Simultaneously, we're in the midst of designing new heroes. These heroes will not only bring changes to combat styles and skill mechanisms, but will introduce characters from the new race into the hero lineup. Interesting. So maybe that new mage hero coming to the game is going to be from the new race, and that's how they're going to tease the brand new faction that might be coming into the game. Because now they're going to the fourth point, which is, or third point, fourth faction. Beyond the League of Order, Spring Waters, and Wilderborg, we plan to introduce a fourth faction into the game. It could be the Dwarves, or the mysterious race from Season 3. And this is why I was mentioning in the Q&A, when they use the word factions, it's plural. So we can already guarantee 5 factions basically in this game, which is going to be the Dwarves and this mysterious race. So who knows who comes first, the Dwarves or whoever these guys are? And I'm actually excited to see what we're going to get in this brand new 4th faction in the game. So they are currently in the world building stage. So there's going to be more details on that. So basically, they've got everything in the foundational works, I would surmise, in Season 3. So what they're doing right now is actually creating the map. So they're creating what it looks like, the terrain. They're trying to think, okay, this is where the paths need to be. These are where the behemoths need to be placed. As you can imagine, it's a very long-term project that is hard, guys, because you have to think of all the strategic, you know, pros and cons of everything that you're placing simultaneously throughout the entire map. So really good to see that they're doing this in the game. And finally, new events. Events will be a major focus in the near future. We have plans in a single mode breaking through event, alliance quiz, and an incorporation, including their new AI and technology to bring more intelligent enemies into the PvE content. Right. Ooh. So basically what they're saying there, guys, is hopefully the AI technology they've made is better than the current AI in game, meaning instead of just the units running at you kind of like a bit weird, the AI's target a little bit more human-like and a little bit more appropriate to the scenario, making it a bit more realistic compared to any other game out there. So this is going to be something we need to keep an eye on out there in terms of Call of Dragons gameplay for the future. So here we go, in the final part though. In addition to catering to players who have been with us for some time, optimizing the experience for newer players is also one of our priorities. We are dedicating a large amount of effort into this. The more new players join the game, the fresher our alliances become. So if you have any suggestions regarding that, feel free to let us know. So that's basically, obviously, give them some tips. And the thing is, this is what I'm going to make a video on, but here's a little hint. I reckon when we see Season 3 and we're in Season 3 or maybe Season 3 plus, once we've gone through the, the fixing of that, I think that's when we're going to see the turning point for Call of Dragons. Because the new player experience will have the most amount of events in the game. They're going to have the most amount of content they'll be able to play. As well as, you've got to think, they're going to be experiencing Season 1, 2, and 3 correctly, balanced, not unfair, hopefully fixed so players enjoy each of those seasons and have something different before going into a cross-season migration where they can play with their friends in different areas, maybe join up with new, alliances in new servers, and join a new experience, So I actually like that. I like the fact that we're doing that. So here we go in terms of the next section of the Q&A. So we've got a lot more bullet point, quick answer questions. Will there be armor for heroes in the future? So this is really good. I'm glad they've answered this, and I'm happy to see this answer too. Currently, there are no plans in similar to adding equipment systems at the moment. We believe that current system with artifacts and pets is already sufficient. So basically what they're saying is the artifact system is so unique, and it obviously has that gameplay side, but the war pet system is the grindy bit of like an armor. Instead of having to work on armor with a random builder, it means you have to take your time and obviously capture these war pets and work on it. So I think that's what they're talking about in that. So I'm glad they're not adding armor to heroes, because that is honestly one of the most boring aspects, in my opinion, when it comes to, Rise of Kingdoms. I'm just going to be honest with you. And the only hype part about it is if you're going to try and crit a legendary one, and most times you don't, and when you don't, it just feels bad. I'm just going to be honest, especially for low spenders and those free-to-play players. Let's be real out there, right? So, will it be possible to change the gold heads of Awakened Heroes? So yes, this is one thing that we're going to run into ourselves soon. So in the future, we are definitely exploring a way to recycle legendary tokens. This could involve introducing new events or implementing a recycling system to give players more choices on how best to use them. So I like that. They know, obviously, the legendary sculptures for all those whales or players that even have just specialized in a specific troop type, and maybe they've awakened them heroes and they keep getting them gold chests, maybe heads for them. Well, they're stocking up and then basically not doing anything right now, but they're going to be available hopefully in the future in a recycling based system. We'll soon see if it's an event or like maybe the scrap based system and different one just for the legendary heroes, right? So are there any plans of adding new researchers to the game? Good, we don't have any new research. There was some random rumors about T6. Don't ask about that. There's no T6 coming into the game. And as you can see, they're happy with the current research areas. So if there's going to be any adjustments, they will obviously tell us and ask for our feedback before doing it. Will there be any building upgrades to level 30 in the future? Obviously, there's no plans in doing this, but since we're exploring ways to improve the game, we don't rule out the possibility of adding that into the future. So this is one thing I kind of don't like, and it's the same with this. So basically, if they add extra buildings, they're going to have to add new research potentially to follow up suit. So I don't think they need to add level 30 buildings. Maybe instead you unlock a new age at level 24, even if you don't have level 25 potentially. And instead in that new age from levels 25 to 30, you can obviously awaken some extra buildings that you want to work on. Maybe you get extra stats for doing so. And then on top of it, maybe they introduce some extra new buildings for new events and more single player mechanics where you guys can just spend time in a single player mode if you need to and have fun. It's not something that's going to be a pay to win feature. So I think they can play this on both sides. So it'll be interesting to see how they do this and if they do add it into the future. What are your future plans for small-scale PvE content around 10 players? So we are actively developing small-scale PvE models, which I like. This is a really good thing because you've got to think the new Raid Behemoth event is a good showcase of this, and they're adding more of these smaller-scale PvE modes. So let's see what they're going to do. It's going to be really, really interesting in the future. Again, to see more events in Call of Dragons. And we're coming up to the last two final questions in the Cologne meet and greet. So honestly, any of those players answered or asked, should I say, these questions at that Q&A, thank you very much for asking those hard-hitting questions. Without you, us guys, the content creators, and the community wouldn't know this information without you. So thank you very much, and hopefully next meet and greet I can get the time, I can get the money, and we can all join up and I can meet you guys there, and it'll be an amazing little time with everyone, right? So let's go into the last two bits. So what are your ideas do you have for the abilities of the upcoming heroes? Can you share any details about the new events in the pipeline? So here we go. Skogel and Goresh have just been introduced to the game. New mages currently in the design phase. We currently on creating mages with completely different combat styles and skill mechanics. One of them is from the League of Order and another is from Spring Wardens, meaning, if I'm honest with you guys, one of them is going to be obviously a mage of the League of Order, which is really interesting, completely different play style than any of the current mages. But the Spring Wardens one might be another Arc Druid in the game. Because obviously we know Indis is one of the Sage of Orders, and she is the Sage of Order, and part of the Arc Druids in there. So let's see if we get another, maybe really old Druid from the Spring Warden faction here in the game as a new mage hero. So, since it's still in early design stage, plans might change, but we can only reveal this much for now, and we don't want to give or promise details in future heroes now, but obviously make sure they've got new heroes. That's basically what they're saying, guys. They've got new heroes, don't worry. New heroes are in the pipeline, so it's coming, and I can't wait to see all the new heroes coming into Call of Dragons. I hope you guys are as hyped as me from this Q&A. So let's go to 22, the last final question. When will the new map for COD be fixed? It has too many sandboxes, basically. We have received similar feedback regarding the Season 2 map, making those changes right now, and obviously affecting the player and alliance data. Thanks for all of our Cologne meet and greet, basically. So basically what they're saying in this last one is they know about the map, and we know they know about the map. That's the whole point of Season 2 Plus, with the brand new map changes, the Truce Zone getting introduced, the new Resurgence mechanics. All of this is getting addressed in the Season 2 Plus. And obviously, we are going to be experiencing it in a few days, and I can't wait to have a very first look. And I'm trying to keep it blind, guys. I know there's information out there. You guys can check out that information, but I'm purposely trying to stay away from it so I can go in there completely blind and have a fresh look at this and have a good experience on Season 2 Plus. So if you guys were part of the meet and greet, again, thank you for all of you guys that were there. Thank you for the devs that answered all of those questions, and thank you for all of you viewers that have made it all the way to the end of the video and watched today's video on Call of Dragons. And if you've enjoyed it, smash a like, comment, and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy. And until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out.